Hey, cluster leaders, Pastor Mike here. Hope you're doing well. Just wanted to come on here and talk a little bit about something that can be really, really frustrating for leaders. And that is when attendance is really low. And I know how frustrating it can be, how discouraging it can be. And so I want to come on here and just to give you a little tips and some encouragement and maybe the best way to respond and just tell you kind of like some of the things that I've learned from my time as leading. So one of the things that I want you to start to do is be ready for the weeks when you don't have a lot of people. It happened last night with our cluster, and my leaders, Heidi and Tori, they handled it great and very proud of what they did. But I want you to be ready for these kind of weeks. I think that it is inevitable because of the size of our groups that if one or two families decide not to come, that could be more than half of your cluster, and then you're kind of like, okay, now what do I do? And so when that happens, I want you to have a plan B ready. When I was a youth pastor, when we had kind of a smaller youth group, we would get like 10 to 12 kids sometimes. What I did was I had a number in my head, okay? It might sound really carnal or too practical, maybe not spiritual enough, but I had a number in my head that if we got to less than 5 kids, so 4 or less, I was going to not do anything that I planned for youth group that week, and we were going to go to Anderson's and get some ice cream. And that was going to be youth group. I was going to grab a deck of Uno cards, get everybody in the van, and go to Anderson's, and that was going to be our week. And if I had 5 or more, that was the cutoff for preaching and worship and discussion and game. Okay, so my number was 4. If I had 4 kids or less, ice cream at Anderson's and Uno. But maybe in your mind it's not a number, but maybe it's just a plan B. Okay, if we only have 1 family, if we only have 2 families, if it's just 2 or 3 people, kind of have that ready. Okay, have the plan B ready. It doesn't have to be Anderson's at ice cream. It could be something completely different, whatever you think is best. But I want you to start having a plan B. Okay, so that's number 1. Have a plan B ready. We have smaller groups, it's going to happen, so be ready for it. That way you can instantly just boom, right into plan B. There's no guessing, there's no having to come up with it on the fly. You find out on Friday afternoon that half your group's not coming, you can instantly go into your plan B, and it's a smooth transition. So number 1, have a plan B. Number 2, I want you to start seeing this as an opportunity. Okay, so many times we see this as kind of like something that screws our plans up because we put a lot of work into planning our times together. Okay, so you might see this as a frustrating thing, you might see this as a missed opportunity, but I want you to start looking at these weeks especially as a God moment, an opportunity. Maybe it's an opportunity to do personal ministry, and maybe that's your plan B. Maybe it's your moment to have a deeper conversation, and that's your plan B. Maybe there's some things in that family that you can really dig into. See these things as an opportunity. Maybe it is taking some of your cluster money and saying, you know what, this person, they're the only ones coming. Let's meet at Denny's. Let's meet at Burger King. Let's meet at Panera, Tim Hortons. I don't know what it is, but say, hey, we're going to take you guys out for some coffee. Let's just catch up. Let's play a board game. Let's play some Uno. I don't know, let's play some Monopoly. But see it as an opportunity. It could be a really God-ordained moment in that person's life or in that family's life or in that couple's life that you have an extra hour and a half now to pour in to their lives. It could be something God set up. It could be something God ordained. Maybe they need some extra special attention. Maybe they need just someone to talk to. Maybe they need that Tim Hortons time. Maybe they just need to have some fun in our lives. Last night, when the Dombrowski's group was going to be small, and they said, hey, why don't you come over for a bonfire? That ministered to me because I had a really busy week. And I had a crazy week. I just painted my living room. We got new furniture. We had done so much work in our house. And I was just tired. And Tori said, hey, come over. Let's have a fire. we'll watch a movie, we'll relax. And I was just able to go like, all right, that's exactly what I needed. So you don't know where people are at. So see those weeks as an opportunity. Now, there's two things that I don't want you to do when this happens. Number one, I don't want you to complain to the people that show up that no one else showed up. I hate when people do that. I hate hearing the word, when two or three are gathered, God's still going to do something even though we don't have everyone. Don't complain. Please don't complain. Especially don't complain to the people who are there about the people that aren't. And so please don't complain. Again, see it as an opportunity, not as something missed. Don't worry about the people that aren't there. God's going to take care of them. They're going to sort out their life. They're going to get back on track. But see it as an opportunity or a God thing. And let me tell you, your attitude about the situation is what's going to set the tone for that night and going forward. Okay? If you complain about the people that aren't there, when it's their week that they're not going to be there, they're going to remember that you complained about them. And they're going to be like, oh, Pastor Terry, she's probably just complaining about me the whole time I'm not there. Pastor Kevin's just complaining about me the whole time probably. And they're going to feel guilt, and they're going to come out of guilt and condemnation, and that's not why we want them to come. The other thing I don't want you to do is I do not want you to cancel. It might just be your family. Please don't cancel. Canceling does this. Canceling says, this is not an important part of our life. That's what canceling does. It says, okay, you want to go shopping, you're going to go for vacation, you're going to do this, you're going to do that. We'll just cancel. It's okay. Not canceling says, yes, we're all busy. Yes, we all have things to do. But me and my church, this cluster is important. We're not canceling. Change things up. Communicate a new plan. Communicate the new idea you're going to have for that night. Say to people, okay, nobody can come. I'm going to be the only one there. Maybe you send out a message that says, hey, everybody, I'm really going to miss you this week, but I'm personally going to spend the next little bit praying for you since we can't meet together. Is there anything I can do to pray for you? So at least be praying for people if nobody shows up. Trust me, I've been the person where only one or two people have showed up or no one has shown up, and the way I react to it sets the tone. So at least, say, hey, no one's coming. I'm still going to be praying for you tonight. What can I pray for? And communicate the new plan. You could shorten the time maybe if you really have to feel like, there's only one person here. I can't go an hour and a half with one person. Meet him at Tim Hortons for a half hour. Call him up on the phone. Say, hey, you're the only one coming tonight. How are you doing? Can we Zoom? Can we call on the phone? You want to meet me at the ice cream place? Want to meet me at Tim Hortons, Panera, wherever, whatever. Come up with a new way of doing things. Here's what I want you to understand finally. God knew that this was going to happen. There's no surprising God. There's no surprising the Holy Spirit. He knew that so-and-so was going to cancel and so-and-so was going to show up, and he ordained that moment in history for something special to happen, and he made it happen on purpose. There's a group of people that didn't come. God bless them, but I'm going to focus in on who did come because I'm seeing this as a God moment. God knew it was going to happen. He knew you were going to be their leader. He knew you were going to be their spiritual oversight, and he set this up so that you could orchestrate the perfect moment in time. So again, number one, have a plan B ready. Today, sit down. What's going to happen the next time this happens? What's going to happen the next time I only have one or two people, three or four people, whatever your cutoff number is? What's going to happen? Have a cutoff number, please. It helps you tremendously to know what to do. And then take it as a God moment. So those are the two things I want you to do. Have a plan B and see it as a God opportunity. Here's the two things I don't want you to do. Number one, please don't complain. Don't put the snarky comment on there. Don't complain to the people that do come. And number two, don't cancel. These people, God has given you these people. He's given you these sheep. The shepherd doesn't wake up in the morning and say, well, only 2 sheep came out of the pen. I guess we're just not going to go get water today. I guess I'm not going to feed these animals to eat today. No. No. It just looks different than the way you are going to do it, and that's okay. So again, have a plan B. See it as a God opportunity. Don't complain and don't cancel. God has set you as leaders in their lives. So see it as that opportunity. Hey, I'm praying for you guys. I love you guys. I think you're doing tremendous, and I hope you have a great day. Bye.